Ezra Miller swears a Flash movie is definitely coming. We have some potential Alfreds for the new Batman movie, and the Joker film could get a sequel? Today on DC Movie News.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies. And now, here's Popcorn Talk's DC Movie News.
A la 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 lom, a la 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 lom 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 lom. Push it some more. A la 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 lom, a la 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 lom lom. You got to push it some more.
Form of new computer.
Oh, that's a good one. And I'll form a pterodactyl. Woo! Welcome to DC Movie News, everyone. Roxy Stryer is using Ryan's computer because hers is in a state of a dither.
Yeah.
State of shock. That's good.
State of shock.
That's right. That's Roxy Stryer, the crown jewel.
That's me. I am she. She is her.
I'm Adam Gertler.
That's
and
true.
This is DC Movie News.
All facts that we're naming today. Straight facts on DC Movie News.
Well, because we're going to be news. We're going to be more news-oriented, less rumor-based. So
it's actually not quite true.
Not really. No, we got nothing to go on. So we're going to go with the best rumors that we like, the juiciest tidbits. That's what we do. We talk about DC Movie News. We even talk about TV time because Roxy is, she's a TV addict, and we couldn't get her to do the show unless we did her TV time.
It's not the worst kind of addict you can be. Am I right?
No, definitely not. Way more worse kinds of addicts. How are you doing, Rox? Aside from your technical difficulties.
Yeah, I'm great, Adam. You know what? I'm just doing dandy, swimmingly, crushing it.
You're trying to put on a happy face.
Yeah, why so serious?
Why so serious?
Mm-hmm.
These are all from DC Movie News, as you know. Bye Bye Birdie, The Dark Knight, and these are the kind of films we talk about on this show. I'm doing great as well. Thank you for asking.
Adam, how are you?
I'm doing great. I saw the Rolling Stones at the Rose Bowl last night.
I'm bitter about that.
Tony Stark himself, Robert Downey Jr., came out to introduce the fact that NASA named a rock on Mars after the Stones because this rock rolled, and hence they called it the Rolling Stones. They voted.
Did they call it the Rolling Stone or Stones?
It's called Rolling Stones Rock.
Oh.
Yeah.
Rolling Stones rock and roll.
Yeah, well, it's a rolling rock.
Rolling Stones rock and roll.
Yeah. I think.
Rolling Stones rock
Yeah, that's it.
and roll.
I think the end roll is implied because we're talking about the Rolling
But
Stones.
isn't the rock part implied because we say stone?
Okay, so as we're going to hit some of the topics of the day, let's jump right in, shall we?
I think we shall. We're getting a lot of Roxams in the chat. That's Roxy and Adam put together.
Oh, that's right. We're Roxam. How did we miss that?
I don't know how we did, but Roxam.
Thank you, chat roll,
So we
for
appreciate
bringing it back,
By
putting
the
it on the
way,
rails.
In case you guys didn't know, in case you listen to us on iTunes or Spotify, wherever you are, we are also on YouTube every single Friday, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on the Popcorn Talk Network live. So when we talk about the chat, that's where you could be if you want to be shouted out, give your thoughts, ask questions, etc. We've got an amazing chat going right now, by the way, so I'll be talking to them and about them throughout the show.
So let's talk about the fact that Ezra Miller basically in an interview was confirming the projects that he definitely has happening. He mentions Fantastic Beasts 3, which I don't know too many people that are too into that series, but they're going to keep making those. They make money. He also says Flash because that's happening. So
This is his quote. Well, I'll tell you the ones that I can tell you about because they're absolutely confirmed.
this means, by the way, if this doesn't happen, we can officially refer to him as Liar. Ezra Miller.
Pants on fire.
Yeah.
They are Fantastic Beasts 3, The Flash movie, I'm making more music with Sons of an Illustrious Father, the band I'm in.
Which was the juiciest tidbit of all.
And I'm also making some music on my own. So those were his confirmations. Music, Fantastic Beasts, and The Flash, which is the little engine that couldn't so far. But apparently it is absolutely confirmed. Adam, are you surprised to hear him say this? Do you think he knows something we do not know? Or do you think this is wishful thinking?
Man, the Flash movie has certainly had quite a developmental history. I'm shocked if I choose to believe him. I don't know if I do believe him or if he's just kind of like kind of doing what a lot of people think Disney and Sony were doing this
Right.
week, which is just like negotiating in the public in social media, right? Like putting it out there so that it becomes a reality.
Because
However,
that sometimes works, sometimes doesn't.
yeah. However, the director, Andy Muschietti.
Muschietti,
Yeah,
yeah.
Muschietti.
From
So,
It,
like,
too.
he was in an interview and people were asking him about The Flash, and he's like, listen, let me close out this IP Chapter 2, take a couple of months. I'm not prepared to talk about that yet. So, if Andy Muschietti signs on for another project that's not Flash, then I've lost all hope. But it sounds like it's his next project.
Yeah, I agree with that. Let's go to the chat for a second because they have thoughts. Ivan Soda says, Flash ain't happening. Come on, bro. Which is interesting. Not Your Average Bear says, Ezra confirmed and he did it in a fierce way. Better work, bish. Which is equally as incredible of a thought process. Garth McMurray says Ezra Miller is using the secret. If he says he'll star in a Flash movie enough, he hopes he will. Tim Fagbenro says this is all smoke and no fire. Satama says I won't believe Flash is happening till it starts filming. That's kind of what we said about Shazam for a really long time. X Shiny X Diver says the Flash has a writer that DC obviously likes and an exciting director, so I'm faithful.
Zeno Hour thinks it's happening too. Listen, I was kind of indifferent on Flash in Justice League. You were not a fan of Ezra in Flash.
Yes, I was not.
However, that's not to say that it can't be better in a second take.
Oh, absolutely. I'm a big fan of Ezra Miller's in general, so I would like to see what he is able to do if that comes to be. But to me, he wasn't a great casting choice for Barry Allen. Ezra Miller to me is not Barry Allen, and I saw that in the Justice League movie. But there was other issues with that character in the movie that were out of his control.
Yeah.
So,
well,
I would go in with high hopes if he had decided
yeah,
to.
absolutely. So this is like, I was ready for him to be done, and I'm like, move on. But now that it's kind of gearing up, people seem mostly positive on it. Part 2. Did you see it? Were you at that press screening?
I did see it.
Oh, can you not talk about it?
I cannot talk about it.
Okay. Did you tweet
I
about
did
it?
tweet about it.
Oh. Can you read your tweet?
I cannot, but you could.
I don't have time to find it.
Truth.
What's that?
I'll try to pull it up.
Okay, you find it. Well, yeah.
That's Ryan, our amazing producer in the booth, by the way, guys, who is helping us out trying to pull up the tweet that I can tweet about but cannot read. Technical.
I love it. I love when we do that game.
Distinctions. Yep.
Yeah, what does the chat roll think? Are they ready? I mean, are they ready? Do they want it?
Do they want
Do you guys want it? Do you want Ezra?
it or flat? Oh,
Well, I know they want it because everybody saw it. So
Okay.
it's going to make all the money. So, which means that Muschietti could do whatever he wants to do.
here's what people are saying. Colin Prime says Ezra is more like Wally. Ivan says I liked Miller, but he was copying Grant Gustin. Zac Efron equals Barry Allen, says Derek Spina. So it seems like he wants somebody else.
It's a little
Recast
traditional.
Ezra with Johnny Depp, says Ren Einsberg, which I don't know about that. So we'll see.
All right. Well, I hope it happens. Here's some really, really juicy news. I hope it's true. We got this covered. Is reporting that this dude from Mad Men or this dude from a little show called Game of Thrones are being considered for Alfred.
Never heard of either of those shows.
We got
Heard they did a crossover once.
Charles Dance, who was the senior Lannister for many seasons, insanely talented actor. Played a great villain on that show, and Jared Harris, who literally just melted the Earth's core on that nuclear
Chernobyl.
Oh, that's true.
Wow, my brain
I didn't
just
know
got
where you were
melted like
going there.
Chernobyl.
Yeah.
No, he's
least
an
Ryan
amazing
understood
actor.
you.
So, chat roll, Roxy, people of Earth. How does this sound to you guys? What do you think? Coming from Jeremy Irons, which I thought was the best casting in the world.
He was excellent.
And I was so excited about it.
There are so many people who could knock Alfred out of the park. And I think it's pretty wonderful how many people have been given the opportunity to, which is wild. I don't think that anybody thought that there would be a new Alfred this soon, just in the same way that I don't think they would have thought that there would have been a new Batman this soon. So I think either of these picks would be great selections, and then I also think there's about a dozen more people who would be great selections.
If I'm fantasizing, I see Charles Dance as a more militaristic disciplinarian sort of Alfred, which is kind of a nice angle that we haven't really seen, right? Younger Batman, maybe like a little bit of a less, whatever you want, Master Wayne, and like kind of a harder edge to him. And Harris, to me, has that incredible intellect behind his eyes, but also a warmth, and he's got this incredible voice. I would be so excited if either of these actors play the role.
Going to the chat for a second, Ivan Soto says Jared Harris with all the exclamation points. Den of Heroes, Zeno Hour, and Kal-El seem to not trust we got this covered, so they're not saying that this is fact, but I don't think the website's saying this is fact. This is negotiations right now. A lot of people...
They said that they got it from a good source that was like confirming that had reported on some other stories. Granted, this could all take it all with a grain of salt, but they also shot down that it wasn't Pierce Brosnan, that some people were earlier rumoring that it was Pierce Brosnan.
Garth McMurray, I would love Sir Ben Kingsley as tough guy Alfred. I don't think...
Listen, whether there's truth to the rumor or not, I mean, if you're making an Alfred, you would have to go to these guys. These guys are the top actors in that area.
Exactly.
An older British guy coming off like hugely successful shows.
Let me ask you this question from the chat.
Chernobyl, he's going to get an Emmy for Chernobyl. I would guarantee it.
Interesting question. Jag Deep kinda says,
Wait a second. Okay. Mm-hmm. I just was taking that in.
Why not keep the same Alfred from the DCEU?
Because then you're absolutely tying it into that mythology, and I don't think that's what they want to do. I don't think that they're saying that this is the Batman happens in a world with Wonder Woman and Flash, and Superman. At least not to start. That's the impression I get. I could be wrong. I think they're putting Batman back in his bat box.
Go in your bat box.
Get back in your bat box.
We're not going to call it a bat cage. It's a bat box.
It's a bat box.
It's a bat box.
Bat cage.
Jenna James says, what about Samuel L. Jackson?
No, thank you. He's enough Nick Fury. I don't need that.
Okay.
Now, that's not to say that you couldn't, like, cast Alfred as a different race. Sure you could, but not Samuel Jackson.
The prince that wasn't promised says John Hurt or Liam Cunningham. A lot of dream casting.
Didn't John Hurt pass away? Am I wrong?
Well, and people, if you're dream casting,
am I
you can
wrong?
cast who you want.
He's gone.
He has passed away, so I don't think he's getting the role.
Well, these are fantasy castings.
I did want to mention something that happened to me the other day in Dallas, Texas. I was checking out this great restaurant, and it was a BYO, so I went across the street to get some beers, and there was a girl at the checkout counter, and I could see, like, the top of her chest, and she had the Superman symbol, the crest of the...
A tattoo? Or it was...
Tattoo on the skin. And I'm like, well, I really appreciate the crest of L on your chest.
Did you say that to her?
I did, and she looked at me like she had no idea. And then she was like, oh, right. Jor-El, that's his, right, Superman's daddy. Yeah, it took me a minute. I'm like, come on, if you're going to put that on your
body
skin
and
for...
then you didn't know what it was?
You should know. You should know more than it's just the Superman symbol, right?
What?
I'm just saying people
People make weird choices.
they make interesting choices for their older selves. Is
Ren
what I'm saying.
Einsburn says, let's get a female Alfred. That might work too, depending on the backstory. I think that we just want the best person for the job.
Yeah.
That's the point. Haskell wants to know if we've kicked Mike off the show. Should
No.
we tell them now?
Yeah. Guys, about Mike.
Yeah.
He's actually just under this desk. He's feeding us a lot of these ideas.
Yeah, that's true. We just said that his face couldn't be on camera
Yeah,
anymore.
he's got
It's
a
hard to
bad
look at.
pimple.
Yeah.
It's a large pimple.
No, Mike has been working his butt off and has been really busy, and he will be back absolutely ASAP.
Flula Borg is joining the cast of The Suicide Squad. Here's a guy that I actually met because we did Pitch Perfect 2 on FX Movie Download. And he came in and talked to us, and he's like always on in that weird, like he's a German man that sounds like I'm doing an impression of a weird German man, but I don't really talk like this. But yes, this is how I talk.
That's pretty good, actually.
No, it was exactly what he was doing all the time. He was very extreme. So apparently, Flula's going to be a love interest.
Yeah.
Maybe?
You know,
the gun, not sequel reboot-ish.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. When I That's the only thing that's known about the character right now is that he's playing a love interest of one of the other characters. When I initially was looking at the rundown last night, because to peek behind the curtain, what we do, we send out a rundown the night before. We check out all the stories.
Can't believe
and
you
this
gave
was
that away.
This was already on there, and I looked really quickly, and in my eyes, it said Cyborg joins the cast of Suicide Squad because it's Flula Borg, and I read Cyborg, and I was like, "What?"
Borg life.
And yeah, I clicked on this story and was like Ray Fisher? What's happening right now? And then it was not. It was Flula Borg. So this was a smaller story than I thought it was going to be initially. I knew nothing about him. They credit him as being a YouTube celebrity, and I know literally nothing about him, so this doesn't sway me one way or another.
Yeah, the one thing I will say about him, I think if you're putting Flula Borg in here, it's to do his Flula Borg thing. And so that can kind of indicate some of the broad humor that could be in this film, which I think will be great. I mean, I think this movie should have a lot of humor, a lot of dark humor. Yeah, I mean, he's putting King Shark in a movie with Harley Quinn. I mean,
why not?
What did we see? Something like the shark, Sharkscape or something, Shark Box.
Baby shark.
Oh no, I was not trying to get you to do that.
Baby shark.
Uh-oh.
Form of baby shark.
Yes, form of the water in which the baby shark swims. And then what we could do is I could be like an independent little stream, and you would be like surrounded by
You know
water.
what the next part of the dance is?
What?
Lost an arm. Is
that real?
Yeah, that's what they do.
Oh, wow.
You got,
That's great.
there's mama shark, daddy shark,
Right?
and the person that lost their arm,
And then somebody loses an arm.
which is not funny.
No.
No.
Shark attacks are real.
Yes. Go, Ryan. Take it away.
Baby shark did.
Shark.
Talking all things shark related here on DC Movie News.
We do have a blue logo.
Oh, you know there's going to be a lot of King Shark. That's going to happen.
King Shark. Yep.
Oh, boy.
Oh boy. What do you got, Adam?
We got, 6 weeks until Joker comes out?
Crazy.
October 4th.
We should probably reach out and try to figure out that.
Which, by the
doing with
way,
that?
what other DC... Oh, I just answered my own question.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, what other DC film has been rated R? None of them. Watchmen was said back to me.
Okay, good talk.
Dr. Manhattan's giant...
Good talk. Yeah. Yeah.
His giant presence. His presence was rated R.
Yeah.
He was killing people. A lot of blood and violence.
giant
So Joker's going to be rated R for some sexual situations, but mostly I think for bloody violence. As you know, PG-13 films can have endless amounts of violence, but very little blood or blood spatter. So it's kind of weird. So that's happening. And I also want to add to that Todd Phillips is keen on the fact that he would do a sequel and thinks he could do a sequel as long as Joaquin came back for a sequel.
One thing I will tell you, I would do anything with Joaquin any day of the week.
Ooh.
There's nobody like him. If he was willing to do it, referring to a sequel, and if people show up to this movie and Warner
Referring to the first one.
referring to the Joker, and
Just
Warner
Joker.
came to us, just Joker, and said, you know what? If you guys could think of something, well, I have a feeling that he and I could think of something pretty cool.
Ooh.
Which is fascinating. And what? The way I said fascinating?
Well, it's just like people are coming around to the fact that this movie's coming out, and they're excited for it. My girlfriend is excited for it. She does not like comic book movies. This movie is selling itself on its own on that great trailer. But it's a lot to ask for one movie without a Batman in it. A second one?
Yeah, I know. It'd be
second
interesting,
one?
but we haven't seen it yet, so we don't know.
I know. So I think this is the kind of thing that I haven't seen what the response is from the fan community, but I guarantee everyone's like, no, please, definitely don't want it. But you don't know. We haven't seen that first one. I really hope this is all a long con to get Robert Pattinson and Joaquin opposite each other 8 years down the road somehow, some way.
The long con.
I mean, but we're also hearing rumors that Jared Leto is going to be in the Suicide Squad, too. There's Jokers all over the place.
And there's also rumors this week that we were going to talk about that the Harley Joker movie has not been put to bed, that they're actually still working on it.
Oh, really?
Really, really?
Really, really? I didn't even see that.
Yeah. That it's still in development. Again, from We Got This Covered, so that's take that source with what you will. But that's what they're saying. They said despite rumors that it's been canceled, the Joker Harley Quinn movie is very much alive at Warner Brothers, according to our sources, the same ones who told us that Ewan McGregor is returning to the role of Obi-Wan.
Right.
And Robert Pattinson will be the next Batman. Both of which have been confirmed. The flick is currently still in development. While this doesn't completely ensure that the film will ever see the light of day, it also means that it hasn't been shelved yet.
Well, Margot Robbie is a huge star right now. You have like two of the most...
Did you see that trailer, Bombshell?
No. Good? I love her as Sharon Tate, though, and
oh my god, you have to see the Bombshell.
I will.
Trailer.
I will definitely watch that.
You don't recognize Charlize in it. Literally, she disappears. And Nicole Kidman. Oh my god, so good.
All right,
Ryan, you must have seen that trailer.
Oh, I saw it.
It's amazing.
Really unique teaser too.
Yeah.
It's all one.
Oh my god,
sequence.
guys!
Really
I'm gonna leave the show right now and go watch it.
No, don't do that. We still need you. But there is more Joker news that we could talk about too when talking about Joaquin.
Talking about that, he did not want to initially take this role, and that's not surprising.
He had some interesting quotes about this. He says, "It took me a while to commit," and because this article also mentions that he turned down playing the Hulk when being asked to replace Edward Norton and Doctor Strange. That was from
That's the one I was hoping for.
He said
his Doctor Strange would have been amazing.
He said, "Now when I look back, I don't understand why." Which is interesting. Again, that doesn't understand why. There's a lot of fear, yeah, but I always say there's motivating fear and debilitating fear. There's the fear where you cannot make a fucking step, and there's the kind where it's like, okay, what do we do? That's not good enough, and you're digging deeper and deeper. I love that kind of fear. It guides us, makes us work harder, which I think is a great quote.
Wow. Ooh. Wow. Well, he doesn't mention... the previous iteration, which, was, again, an Academy Award-winning performance by Heath Ledger. But I'm kind of...
I would imagine... you were talking about Jared Leto.
Oh, no, you didn't. No, the costumes from Suicide Squad won the Academy Award, not Jared Leto. I know it's confusing.
Got it. Mm-hmm. I mixed that one up in my head.
Yeah. So that was why I would think that he wouldn't want to have done it, but,
Yeah. Just interesting that he was so afraid, but now Joaquin and Todd Phillips have this bond, and I bet it's mutual that at least Todd wants to work back with Joaquin. And then also interesting that we've got this other, that the Joker might be making an appearance in Suicide Squad, and then the Joker Harley movie has not been shelved. A lot of Joker on the horizon for DC. For the next several years that we do DC movie news, I guarantee you there will be Joker talk.
Yes, there certainly will. But in the meantime, Joker's next on the docket. But after that, we have this film that, according to some people who you may believe is a bit embattled, and in fact is having reshoots to have more battling put in. Like they brought in one of the John Wick dudes.
Birds of Prey?
What's that? Yeah, Birds of Prey.
Oh.
To do more action.
Yes.
On this film.
Which to me is a non-story. It's a non-story.
That's a big story to me.
I don't think so.
Yeah, because if you're adding more action into a film, that just seems weird.
But if you're bringing in somebody great, and maybe you set this for the reshoots in general because he's so excellent, and they needed to figure out what they needed.
I mean, do they think the film was boring without it? They need more. I
don't think that. Just a little bit more pizzazz, and maybe they knew they were going to do this during reshoots. That's when they scheduled it for. He's a busy dude.
Maybe.
I wouldn't be too concerned.
Maybe. I also heard Wonder Woman was kind of doing the same thing. That there were new reshoots happening on Wonder Woman. Did you hear that?
Mm-mm.
I think Ryan, can you look that up and find out if that was a recent thing, or was I rereading something from a long time ago, or chat roll or someone?
Check it right now.
I thought I saw that there was even more reshoots happening on Wonder Woman, which again, at a certain point, guys, you can't just keep saying they're part of the process. They're not always
for Birds of Prey right now. It does feel like they are completely part of the process.
Okay, I'm still going to be optimistic because
be optimistic
because I want to be.
There was some in July But
on Wonder Woman?
On Wonder Woman, but that's old news, I think. So nothing recent. Just planned reshoots in July.
Okay, wow.
Okay, I believe you. Slam your body down.
Yeah, where you going? Work my body all the time.
Work my body down. Okay.
I believe you.
Yeah.
Greta Gerwig possibly directing Batgirl?
Yeah.
Also, we got this covered.
Yeah, but this one kind of came out of left field. I love Greta Gerwig. I think that she...
and she's got her second... she's working on Little Women, right? She's doing the new adaptation of Little Women is her second film.
After Lady Bird?
Yes.
I think she's excellent and just would love to see her involved. But they said that they're hearing rumors that she is in talks, that she's the studio's top choice.
So they've probably seen her Little Women, and they're probably really keen on it. It's just going to be interesting to figure out how they're going to fit in a Batgirl movie, how it will relate to any of the many Bat people we have out there. Maybe she's going to just be... Maybe Joaquin Phoenix is going to be Greta Gerwig's Batgirl's enemy. Mm-hmm. That would really twist things up.
Twisting it up. Maybe. I would like this selection. So I'm curious what you guys think. Let us know in the chat. Let us know in the comments if you're watching this later. iTunes, YouTube, wherever you are. Do you want to see Greta Gerwig for a Batgirl film?
Even though she hasn't done like an action movie or anything, it seems pretty clear. Like you get like the John Wick people, you get their 2120 Fight Studio or whatever it is, and you just put action beat, action beat, action beat, and you focus on a character-driven story, and then you bring in these pros to make the action over the top.
Yep. Boom, boom, boom.
Want to let you all know, I just found out about this today, that there is a Batman run happening in downtown Los Angeles, and it's a 5K run.
Some call it the B run.
The B run, is that what they call it?
No, I just was making
Hashtag Long Live the Bat. Come out and celebrate 80 years of Batman on Saturday, September 21st, 2019. Beginning at 6 p.m., start and finish under the Bat Signal in front of the LA courthouse.
Pretty cool.
That sounds pretty cool. So if I'm available, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do it. Last time I did a 5K, last time I did a 10K, I did it in a Flash costume.
Right.
And it caused a lot of chafing. I was not properly dressed. Yeah,
Sorry to hear that.
It was not a good recovery period. It was foolish. It was a poorly made polyester costume. Guys, natural, breathable fabrics only. Do not run in a polyester superhero costume.
Yikes.
Well,
no, not yet.
No.
We missed something.
Going back.
We can't ignore it because this was interesting news.
Oh, yeah. So I saw this video where...
Because it just won't die.
Jason Momoa was just praising Love. It was like, I don't know, it was on Twitter or Instagram, and he was just love fest with Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder was there, and he presents Zack Snyder with this sick camera, I guess, big deal kind of camera. And in the Instagram post below the video, he says, yeah, I've seen the Snyder Cut, and it's sick.
The word sick. It's sick.
Yeah, and I don't think he means like it was infirmed, and that's why they needed to bring in Joss Whedon.
No,
like, he means
probably not.
Like
not
it was
ill.
good.
Yeah, I'm gonna look because there was a couple other things that he said in there.
He means it slaps. Yeah.
I don't know if he meant it slaps.
It slaps or it smacks.
No.
Or even it Fs.
No.
I've heard that one.
No.
Like it's good, you say it Fs. You heard that?
I Fs with it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Ryan. Yeah, so what do you think? Do you think you'll ever see it?
No, and I just...
You want it to go away, don't you?
So bad. I don't know how to explain how bad.
Is there a world in which that they just re-released the Snyder Cut and they say, just kidding, guys, that's the one that counts? And they just basically retcon and say, yeah, Aquaman is the same. Everything is the same. We're just saying, sorry, we faked you out. We put it back in there. Now it's canon.
Why is it that all of these websites have taken it down? Did Mamoa take down his Instagram?
I think Warner Brothers made him take it down. That's from what I read. But it's really interesting. We should have a Snyder
Warner Brothers
Cut.
made it take it down? That's weird.
Yeah, it's crazy. We should have a Snyder Cut sound effect every time news comes out. We should just blare it because it feels like it's all the time.
It is all the time. It is a call to action.
I'm looking. The picture's gone. The poster's gone.
What?
He had said a couple of things in there about it. He was like...
because they're like, let it die, Jason.
He was like, I love Zack Snyder. He's amazing. By the way, I was lucky enough to see the cut, and it was sick.
Right. They want him to be a company man.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah. Zack may have put you in that role, but guess who signs the checks, buddy?
Yeah. Interesting.
Aqua Boy.
Okay.
You want to spend your time protesting, talking about how we can't make Aquaman 2, talking about Zack Snyder.
Now we can go to my time.
Okay. We're leaving movie time.
We're leaving land of the movies.
It's time for Roxy Strider's TV time. All the girls think Johnny's fine. Adam's cooking so divine. Also Mikey Christmas time. DC movie news, it's time to talk. TV
TV time.
What do we got in the world of TV? So much. I feel like there's so much TV news we can't even talk about it all.
This week is that Brandon Routh and his wife Courtney Ford
are they married in real life?
Yes, are exiting Legends of Tomorrow as series regulars, which is very upsetting to Legends of Tomorrow fans because people love Brandon Routh. They like Courtney Ford as well, but Brandon Routh has been a big part of that show. And Ray Palmer has been a huge part of the Arrowverse in general. He said, quote, and this is Brandon Routh, "I'm so grateful to have had the opportunity to bring the big-hearted and humorous Ray Palmer to life for our fans over the last 5 years. But unfortunately, his storyline is pointed in another direction. I'm saddened to see Ray's journey end for now, but wish my Legends family well." Pretty upsetting, but I get it.
What do you think happened here?
I'm wondering if Crisis on Infinite Earths happened.
Well, that would be cool. And I hope it's not this, but it almost feels like I didn't know that they were married. So
yeah,
it almost feels like, do you think maybe like they were not going to continue one character and the other person was like, listen, if they go, I go? And they're like, okay, you go?
Maybe, but
it feels like it may have been an acrimonious thing because like...
Yeah.
Well,
Courtney Ford's character has never been as big of a part of the show.
No.
So I don't know. I really don't know.
But they both leave together at the same time. That's why that's weird.
Yeah, I agree.
I didn't watch the last couple of episodes of the last season. Can you guys tell me if you did? Are they getting together? Was Adam and Courtney Ford's character together? Were they like a couple? So are they going off like together, presumably?
They could be. They could be. We had that awkward them sleeping together scene, but because like love and sex was in the air.
Right.
So theoretically, yes. All right. We have more TV news, though, and not as much time, so I want to get to some of it.
I also want to say I do think they said Constantine was going to be a big part of that season, too, so maybe they are just going down a different path.
Okay.
Or maybe he's going to be Superman all the time. Maybe that's the secret.
Maybe. The Flash's Danielle Panabaker teased the Hall of Villains and behind-the-scenes photo that I think we have to check out. Maybe we do, maybe we do not. Just says the Flash Museum Hall of Villains. She posted this on Instagram. She commented underneath and said, "Who, me? Question mark, exclamation point." This wasn't the picture that I saw her post on her Instagram, D. Panabaker.
And I also heard, like, with regard to Flash, like, it's going to deal with the results of the crisis, like, all season. Mm-hmm. Like,
probably afterwards.
What drives its season plot, is going to be all related. So hopefully I'll get back on board with that show.
Yeah, me too. I still watch, but I'd like to be a little more on board mentally. Mm-hmm. Mentally on board.
Well, are you on board with the upcoming Batwoman show?
I am on board with the show and the casting. They added Sam Littlefield in a recurring role in Alice's gang to the show. Sam Littlefield from Mother's Little Helpers. I'm not a Sam Littlefield stan, so I don't really know, but I saw some positive talk online about him. He has an interesting look to him, so I always like people who are cast with an interesting look. He is right now on IMDb credited for being in the pilot, episode 2, 3, and 4.
Okay.
From Mother's Little Helpers. He was in an episode of NCIS. He was in an episode of Sharp Objects, which I also didn't watch. Other than that, he was in an episode of Good Behavior. So.
All right. He's a TV guy.
Yeah, but he's been in a ton of 39 credits on IMDb.
You know what I'm saying? Speaking of Jokers being all over the place.
What?
Alan Tudyk is doing double duty on DC Universe, and he's playing the Joker in the upcoming Harley Quinn. Have you guys seen this behind the scenes, not safe for work Harley Quinn preview?
Yeah, nuts.
It looks great.
Totally nuts. I'm excited for this, actually.
I'm not mad that she's got a different voice now, too.
No, I'm not mad either, actually. When is this coming for us?
Ooh, when is it coming, guys?
I don't know.
It's coming soon.
Okay, soon is a good word.
All right.
It's debuting in October, it says, but I don't know when in October. Give me a date. Give me a date, people.
They'll just drop that. That's cool. That's
All right.
really cool.
You're excited about that? Are you as excited about Titan Season 2?
I'm extremely excited about Titan Season 2.
And the rumors that Superman might appear on Titan Season 2?
Yeah, it seems like they might do like kind of what they did with Batman on last season, which I thought was great. Like a sort of fantasy, but Batman was definitely in it. There was great action in it, and
so don't expect anything big though, because like that Batman that you're talking about, their Titans Axis says Superman will be name dropped multiple times throughout the season and a possible shadowy appearance by the end of the season.
But the Connor, the Superboy, looks great.
Yeah.
On the
Truly
season, still no images of Nightwing or anything like that. I really hope they don't wait the whole season to reveal Nightwing, guys. Come on. I hope they're just keeping it out of the marketing. Won't see that Nightwing costume. Won't see it by episode 3.
What is the word you're saying? Won't? Or
I won't see it. I wanna.
Oh, wanna.
I want it.
I thought you were saying won't see it. Won't see it.
No, I want it like everybody else does.
We also have some Watchmen news from Damon Lindelof, the showrunner, and
Shut up! I don't believe you.
that there's news or that he's the showrunner.
That there's news.
Well, you should believe me.
All right, what do you got?
Why not believe me? He says, I'm not creating this world. I'm adding to a world already created. Interesting distinction. All I can do is stay true to the spirit of Watchmen and pray that it all works out. I owe everything to Watchmen, and it's an honor to officially get the chance to pay off that debt. So that's a very, very strong sentiment, kind words, and I like that he says he's adding to a world that's already been created. I know some people might be concerned about that because it might be a world in which they didn't love, but keep in mind he's talking about the cinematic world, the comic book world, just the world in general. Adam, how do you feel about this?
Well, like I said, this looks like an evolution from Leftovers. I totally get what he's saying. He's capturing the tone, the humor, the social commentary of Alan Moore's world. And you know what? Alan Moore don't have to like it. Stan Lee didn't take his characters to where they are now. They all got passed off to people who, guess what, did better with them. All right? Now, I'm not saying like Lindelof is better than Alan Moore, but you know what? I trust him to interpret this world, and I am incredibly excited for this show. And everything I've seen so far is only making me more, not less excited.
Okay.
Including getting that Jeremy Irons in there.
Can I throw something in there real quick?
No, you
Ryan,
may not.
Always.
This is my most anticipated show of the year, other than The Mandalorian. I cannot wait for this show. I'm the biggest Damon Lindelof fan. I love Lost, love The Leftovers. The one thing that worries...
I'll fight you. We're on the same page.
We are
I'm
on
the
the
number
same
one
page.
fan.
The one thing that worries me about this news is it sounds like it's a sequel from the comic. And if anyone saw like the Zack Snyder film, which was the exact replication of the comic, the character Rorschach, spoiler alert, he dies.
Yes.
What?
But in the trailer, it looks like there's a ton of people that wear his mask.
Right.
So I don't think Rorschach's going to be in this show.
No. If you've seen any of the current DC run, what is it called? Not the After... The Doomsday Clock, there is a new Rorschach. And so I think these people are probably, almost like if you think The Dark Knight Returns, like Sons of the Bat, like I feel like they might be like inspired by the work of Rorschach. I do think that. I do think it's a modernization and a sequel at the same time. But I also suspect it might go back to like the Minutemen, like the earlier incarnation before the Watchmen.
Right.
So it could use that world too, which I think is really interesting. Like it could go back before and after the events of the book.
That's really fascinating. I hope it lives up to the hype after seeing The Boys, and that was a very
Everybody loves The Boys. I'm so loving how
good.
everybody's loving The
It's so
Boys.
good.
I hope this can compete with it.
Also, I'll say, Ryan, though, in addition to all that, it can't be an out and out sequel because it's gotta stand on its own.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
So it's going to be interesting to how they tackle all that, right? They're going to refer to the things that happened, but in a
Garth
way...
Murray says, no, they find Rorschach's journal and start a racist group based on it.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
same idea. Like they're like the descendants, the disciples of Rorschach.
Stardrew says, wait, how can Roxy be number one fan but didn't know Rorschach died? It was a joke.
Oh.
I made
a
it.
joke.
My not knowing he died was a joke. But also, I'm a Damon Lindelof stan.
Can we open a minor wormhole to go back into movie time for a hot
I'm not allowed
second?
to be sarcastic about anything.
No, you're just supposed to be pretty, like girls do.
That's a good point. I did my hair and makeup and everything.
Do your hair, do your nails. Stop trying to have a
I
personality.
didn't do my
funny.
nails. Shoot.
Why did you show everyone?
That's one half of what I have.
Also,
That's
half the
all I
people listen to
have.
half the people listen to this
They could have
podcast.
pictured me with pretty nails.
Yes.
Crap.
I will tell you that I just found out that the Joker has scored a screening at the New York Film Festival. This is really
All the
interesting.
fests, baby, all the
that
fests.
This is like this R-rated Joker movie is going to all the festivals, guys. So I'm pretty excited for it. Within a couple of weeks, we're gonna hear actual people who've seen the film.
Yeah.
You know, so it's all this like.
Hopefully, we'll be some of them.
We always hear a lot of positive stuff when like it's been screened by a few people or it gets standing ovations or things like that. So, oh god, right? Press screenings. We should go.
Yeah.
Ryan, get on that right now.
On it.
Thanks, Ryan. That was great.
On it. A couple comments from the chat right now. Going back to TV time. Ivan wants me to ask you about Alfred and Martha hookup on Pennyworth.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
Oh my gosh.
What did that
It's
happen?
Crazy. So I produced the after show on AfterBuzz TV. You can check it out every Monday night. And
Shameless plug.
shameless plug. That was the big discussion on Monday. We were freaking out. Martha Wayne and Alfred Pennyworth hooked up.
Well, she's not Martha Wayne yet, right?
She's dating him.
They're already dating?
It was cheating. It was crazy.
Fair.
But they're not married.
Oh.
It was kind of nuts.
Ooh.
That might actually be what articulates Alfred's connection with Bruce down the road. That might be the reason why. I thought it was going to be because his friendship with the father, but I actually think it was the relationship with the mother.
Oh, interesting. That's a cool twist. You know, I need to get epics. I watched the first 3 episodes. What are we on? Episode like 5 or 6 now?
He doesn't want to
We're
tell
on
you.
4, I think.
4.
Oh, only on 4.
I don't know.
I don't think so,
The
'cause-
first 3 came. Oh, you know what? We're on 5.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they released 3 week 1, then we had 4, and then this past week was 5.
Okay, I'm gonna try to catch up.
Okay. I haven't seen it yet. Wow.
Oh, you know,
lot
people in the chat room were also blaming you for the cancellation of Krypton because you
Yeah,
didn't
that
watch
is
it.
my fault. All right. Sorry. Sorry, I'm not sorry. Adam, take us out of here.
Okay, we're gonna get out of here now. We will be back next week to talk more DC movie news. I have a feeling in my gut, based on absolutely nothing,
We're going to get a trailer for Birds of Prey.
that there's gonna be some big news this week
Oh.
for DC movie news. Roxy, where can people find you?
Everywhere at Roxy Stryer.
Mike Kalinowski, you can find at Mike Kalinowski.
True.
John LaQuasto.
No, at John Quasto.
At John LaQuasto.
No, at John Quasto.
At John Quasto.
The WWE changed his name to John Quasto.
It's like officially?
Yeah, his name is John Quasto.
No, so there's no more low.
There's no knee or low.
He's like literally becoming a different person. Like even in legal
John
documents.
Quasto.
Fine, he's just not the same. You can find me selling you Ninja Foodie products on late night
Yeah.
infomercials. We got the Ninja Foodie Grill is the new item. It is sick. I have one. If you guys get one, hit me up on Twitter, Instagram. I'll talk to you about cooking. Watch FX Movie Download and stay tuned. I think I'm going to be doing something else for DC Universe very soon. And
Whoa.
yeah, a little tease at the end there.
Hello.
We'll see you next time on DC Movie News.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of its owners or principals.
Did you